Good afternoon. This is All India Radio. I'm Anuja Kumar, and with me is Abhishek Mukhopadhyay with the Midday News. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds bilateral talks with US President Joe Biden, says India-US partnership is a partnership of trust and strengthened by common interests and values. Prime Minister Modi also holds talks with Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese. Leaders review multifaceted bilateral cooperation and reaffirm their desire to deepen it. Quad carved out a niche for itself in a short span of time before the world, praises Prime Minister Modi at Quad Leaders Summit held at Tokyo in Japan. New fellowship program launched today at Quad Summit to bring together top minds of partner countries in science, technology, engineering and mathematics. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Tokyo, discuss Ukraine conflict, its knock-on effects and important regional issues. National Health Authority launches revamped Ayushman Bharat Health Account Aabha mobile application to manage health records under Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Minister Giriraj Singh stresses on need for using advanced technologies to upgrade road connectivity across the country. In Jharkhand, voting underway for the third phase of three-tier Panchayat elections in 70 blocks of 19 districts. 56% voting recorded till 1 p.m. In Rajasthan, 4 people killed and 5 injured in a road accident in Kota district. World Economic Forum launches alliance to supercharge India's climate action. India to meet Japan in second league engagement of Asia Cup Hockey Championship in Jakarta. And in IPL cricket today, Gujarat Titans to take on Rajasthan Royals in first qualifier in Kolkata this evening. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said India and US share similar views on Indo-Pacific at the bilateral level as well as with like-minded countries. During bilateral talks with US President Joe Biden in Tokyo today, Mr. Modi said their discussions will give velocity to this positive momentum. Both leaders shared their views on a wide range of issues and discussed ways to deepen the India-US friendship. The talks were wide-ranging and covered multiple aspects of India-US ties, including trade, investment, defense, as well as people-to-people linkages.
भारत और अमेरिका की स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनरशिप सही मायने में एक पार्टनरशिप ऑफ ट्रस्ट है। हमारे साझा मूल्यों और सुरक्षा सहित कई क्षेत्रों में हमारे समान हितों ने इस ट्रस्ट के बॉन्ड को मजबूत किया है। हमारे पीपल टू पीपल रिलेशंस और घनिष्ठ आर्थिक संबंधों में भी हमारी पार्टनरशिप को यूनिक बनाते हैं। हमारे बीच ट्रेड और निवेश में भी निरंतर विस्तार होता जा रहा है, यद्यपि ये हमारे पोटेंशियल से अभी बहुत कम है।
He expressed confidence that with the conclusion of the U.S. Investment Incentive Agreement, there will be a concrete progress in investment between the two countries. The U.S. President expressed happiness that India and U.S. have reached agreement for U.S. Development Finance Corporation. He also said he is glad that both nations are renewing the Indo-U.S. Vaccine Action Program.
I'm pleased that we've reached agreement for the U.S. Development Finance Corporation to continue its important work in India, supporting vaccine production, clean energy initiatives, and I'm also glad we're renewing the Indo-U.S. Vaccine Action Program.
Prime Minister Modi also held bilateral talks with his Australian counterpart, Anthony Albanese. The talks focused on deepening the developmental cooperation between India and Australia across diverse sectors. Both leaders reviewed the multifaceted cooperation under the Comprehensive Strategic Partnership, including in trade and investment, defense manufacturing, renewable energy, including green hydrogen, education, science and technology, agricultural research, sports, and people-to-people ties. Both Prime Ministers affirmed their desire to continue the positive momentum in the bilateral relationship. Mr. Modi will also hold bilateral discussions with the Japanese Prime Minister. Earlier, the Quad Leaders Summit was held in Tokyo in Japan this morning. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took part in the meet along with US President Joe Biden, Prime Minister of Australia Anthony Albanese, and Prime Minister of Japan Fumio Kishida. In his opening remarks at the summit, Mr. Modi said that Quad has carved out a niche for itself in such a short span of time before the world.
इतने कम समय में क्वाड समूह ने विश्व पटल पर एक महत्वपूर्ण स्थान बना लिया है। आज क्वाड का स्कोप व्यापक हो गया है और स्वरूप प्रभावी हो गया है। हमारा आपसी विश्वास, हमारा डिटर्मिनेशन लोकतांत्रिक शक्तियों को नई ऊर्जा और उत्साह दे रहा है। क्वाड के स्तर पर हमारे आपसी सहयोग से एक फ्री, ओपन और इंक्लूसिव इंडो पैसिफिक क्षेत्र को प्रोत्साहन मिल रहा है, जो हम सभी का साझा उद्देश्य है। क्वाड इंडो पैसिफिक क्षेत्र के लिए एक कंस्ट्रक्टिव एजेंडा लेकर चल रहा है। इससे क्वाड की छवि एक फोर्स फॉर गुड के रूप में और भी सुदृढ़ होती जाएगी।
Mr. Modi also congratulated the newly elected Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and extended his best wishes.
मैं सबसे पहले प्रधानमंत्री एंथनी अल्बनीज़ चुनावों में विजय के लिए आपको बहुत बहुत बधाई, बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं। शपथ लेने के 24 घंटे के बाद ही आपका हमारे बीच होना क्वाड मित्रता की ताकत और इसके प्रति आपकी प्रतिबद्धता को दिखाता है।
Quad leaders today reiterated the strong resolve to maintain the peace and stability in the Indo-Pacific region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Prime Minister Anthony Albanese of Australia, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida of Japan, and US President Joe Biden renewed the steadfast commitment to a free and open Indo-Pacific that is inclusive and resilient. In a statement issued after the four leaders met in Tokyo, they reaffirmed their unwavering support for ASEAN unity and centrality and for the practical implementation of ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific. The leaders welcomed the EU's joint communication on the EU strategy for cooperation in the Indo-Pacific, which was announced in September 2021, and increased European engagement in the Indo-Pacific region. They said the Quad is a force for good, committed to bringing tangible benefits to the region. The leaders reaffirmed the resolve to uphold the international rules-based order where countries are free from all forms of military, economic and political coercion. The leaders reiterated their commitment to the complete denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula, consistent with the United Nations Security Council resolutions. They condemned unequivocally terrorism and violent extremism in all its forms and manifestations. The Quad countries have led and will continue to lead global efforts for COVID-19 response with a view to building better health security and strengthening health systems. The leaders were unanimous steadfastly to implement the Paris Agreement and deliver on the outcomes of COP26. All leaders welcomed the official launch of the Quad Fellowship, which is now open for application. The Quad Fellowship will bring 100 students from countries to the United States each year to pursue graduate degrees in STEM fields. All leaders agreed to hold the next in-person summit in 2023, hosted by Australia.
External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar met U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Tokyo today. In a tweet, Dr. Jaishankar said they continued the conversation on the Ukraine conflict, its knock-on effects, and important regional issues. He said they will work together to take forward the Quad understandings. A new Quad Fellowship program has been launched today at the Quad Summit in Tokyo. This is a first-of-its-kind scholarship program that will bring together the top minds of Australia, India, Japan, and the United States in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The fellowship will sponsor 100 students per year, 25 from each Quad country, to pursue master's and doctoral degrees at leading STEM graduate universities in the United States. In his message, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said,
Quad Fellowship Program is a wonderful and unique initiative. This prestigious fellowship will offer our students great opportunities to pursue graduate and doctorate programs in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. It will encourage academic excellence and promote people-to-people linkages between our countries. I encourage our students to apply for the Quad Fellowship Program and join the next generation
of STEM leaders and innovators, building a better future for humanity.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has invited former Japanese Prime Minister Yoshihide Suga to lead a delegation of Japanese MPs to India. Mr. Suga called on Prime Minister Modi today in Tokyo. U.S. President Joe Biden launched the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity (IPEF) with a dozen initial partners. These countries include India, Australia, Japan, Brunei, Indonesia, Korea, Malaysia, New Zealand, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, and Vietnam. Together, these countries represent 40% of the world GDP. We spoke with economic expert A.K. Bhattacharya about IPEF.
Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity is a significant economic and strategic development in a larger context. It is not just an economic framework signing decision, but it also has tremendous strategic significance that it is a coalition of countries without China. The 13 countries which are there actually doesn't include China. So therefore, it is reasonable to conclude that this group will probably play an important role in countering the growing influence of China in the region. It is important to recognize that this grouping will set rules and standards in digital economy, standards in supply chain management, in clean energy, on fair economy, to deepen economic engagement in the region. So on the whole, they are signing this 13-nation Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, a major economic and strategic development which India will hope to derive many benefits from in the days to come.
National Health Authority has launched revamped Ayushman Bharat Health Account (ABHA) mobile application to manage health records under Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Union Health Ministry said the ABHA app, previously known as NDHM Health Records app, is available for download from the Google Play Store and already has over 4 lakh downloads. The updated version of the ABHA app has now user interface and added functionalities that enable individuals to access the health records anytime, anywhere.
Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Minister Giriraj Singh has stressed on the need for using advanced technologies to upgrade the road connectivity across the country. He said road and digital connectivity will definitely play a key role in the progress of the country. Speaking after inaugurating the International Conference on New Technologies and Innovations in Rural Roads in New Delhi today, Mr. Singh said innovation technology in rural road development will help achieve Prime Minister Narendra Modi's commitment of net zero in carbon emissions by 2070. The Supreme Court today directed the Jharkhand High Court to decide first the maintainability of public interest litigation seeking CBI or ED investigation against Jharkhand Chief Minister Hemant Soren in relation to grant of mining lease, allegations of Manrega scam and transfer of money into shell companies. A vacation bench comprising Justices D.Y. Chandrachud and Bela M. Trivedi passed the order on the petition filed by the state of Jharkhand, challenging the decision of the High Court to accept the documents produced by the Enforcement Directorate in a sealed cover, overruling the state's objections.
The third phase of polling in state panchayat elections is going on peacefully in 1,047 gram panchayats under 70 blocks of 19 districts of Jharkhand. No untoward incident has been reported from any polling station so far. State Election Commission Secretary Radhe Shyam Prasad told AIR News that around 56% voting has been done till 1 p.m. in the afternoon. Long queues of first-time voters and women can be seen at polling centers of Naxal-affected areas to exercise their right to franchise. More than 192 crore 52 lakh COVID vaccine doses have been administered in the country so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. The Health Ministry said more than 13,76,000 doses were administered in the last 24 hours. During the same period, 1,675 new cases were reported in the country. The recovery rate is currently at 98.75%.
In Rajasthan, 4 people were killed and 5 injured when a bus rammed into a trailer near Karadia village under Similia police station area of Kota district today. According to the police, a bus rammed into the trailer and overturned uncontrollably. In the accident, 3 people died on the spot. One of the injured died in Kota's MBS hospital. The bus was going from Rajkot to Kanpur. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla has expressed grief over the incident.
You were listening to the Midday News on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds bilateral talks with US President Joe Biden, says India-US partnership is a partnership of trust and strengthened by common interests and values. Prime Minister Modi also holds talks with Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese. Leaders review multifaceted bilateral cooperation and reaffirm the desire to deepen it. Quad carved out a niche for itself in a short span of time before the world praises Prime Minister Modi at Quad Leaders Summit held at Tokyo in Japan. New fellowship program launched today at Quad Summit to bring together top minds of partner countries in science, technology, engineering and mathematics. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets US Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Tokyo, discuss Ukraine conflict, its knock-on effects and important regional issues. National Health Authority launches revamped Ayushman Bharat Health Account Aabha mobile application to manage health records under Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Minister Giriraj Singh stresses on need for using advanced technologies to upgrade road connectivity across the country. In Jharkhand, voting underway for the third phase of three-tier Panchayat elections in 70 blocks of 19 districts. 56% voting recorded till 1 p.m. In Rajasthan, 4 people killed and 5 injured in a road accident in Kota district. World Economic Forum launches alliance to supercharge India's climate action. India to meet Japan in the second league engagement of Asia Cup Hockey Championship in Jakarta. And in IPL cricket today, Gujarat Titans to take on Rajasthan Royals in the first qualifier in Kolkata this evening. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
क्या आप कॉम्पिटिशन्स की तैयारी कर रहे हैं? आपके लिए आकाशवाणी लाया है एक इंटरैक्टिव प्रोग्राम अभ्यास, एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम जहां आप पूछेंगे सवाल व्हाट्सएप नंबर 9289094044 पर या फिर ईमेल भी कर सकते हैं abhyas.airnews@gmail.com पर। हमारे स्टूडियो में एक्सपर्ट आपके सवाल का जवाब देंगे शनिवार रात 9:30 बजे। इस बार का विषय है इंडियन पॉलिटी सेंटर स्टेट रिलेशंस। आपके सवालों का हम करेंगे इंतजार 25 मई तक। आपका अभ्यास हमारा प्रयास।
Welcome back to the Midday News on All India Radio. The World Economic Forum, WEF, has launched the India chapter of the Alliance of CEO Climate Action Leaders to supercharge India's climate action and decarbonization efforts. Part of the World Economic Forum's climate action platform, the alliance will continue efforts to achieve the vision outlined in the white paper released last year, Mission 2070, a Green New Deal for a Net Zero India, on India's low-carbon transition by 2070. It will bring together the government, businesses and other key stakeholders to achieve Prime Minister Narendra Modi's ambitious Panchamrit pledge, which includes the country's net zero target by 2070. Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov today said that Moscow will consider offers of re-establishing ties with the West and think whether that is needed. According to the Russian Foreign Ministry's website, Lavrov said that Russia will also focus on developing ties with China. He said Moscow's goal now is to further develop ties with China.
In the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, the summer capital Srinagar has been witnessing significant development in several areas in the last 2 years. In an exclusive interview with AIR News, District Magistrate Mohammad Azaz Assad said the steps taken by the administration have resulted in improved delivery of basic public services, infrastructure development and employment generation. He said the administration was able to provide employment to nearly 45,000 youth in the last 2 years. Mr. Azaz said the Prime Minister's Employment Generation Program, PMEGP, has seen increase in achievements by 500%.
Srinagar is first district, perhaps in the country, to achieve 100% coverage under Swammitva scheme. So people have now property card, they hold property cards, and that also makes them eligible for obtaining banking loans and has also led to reduction in the land disputes in the revenue courts. Other than that, we have also distributed land passbooks to all the households in district Srinagar.
Minister Arvind Kejriwal today flagged off 150 new electric buses. Speaking on the occasion, Mr. Kejriwal said, Delhi has taken a step forward in the fight against pollution with 150 new electric buses. He said 150 more buses will be added next month. He said Delhi government aims to launch over 2,000 such buses within a year. Mr. Kejriwal said central government is given 150 crore rupees for this. He said the people of Delhi will be able to travel free of cost for 3 days in electric buses plying on the roads of Delhi.
And now let's listen to our special program Azadi Ka Safar, highlighting the importance of the day during the freedom struggle.
आजादी का अमृत महोत्सव। Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. Birth of a Nation. India's glorious freedom struggle is one of the greatest struggles the modern world has ever witnessed. AIR News brings you a glimpse of the struggle every day.
In today's episode, we remember the great revolutionary freedom fighter, Kartar Singh Sarabha, who was born on the 24th of May 1896 in the village of Sarabha, Punjab. Kartar Singh was only 19 years old when he was hanged by the British authorities. He became a source of inspiration and courage for many freedom fighters, including Bhagat Singh, who saw an idol in the unflinching Kartar Singh Sarabha.
Kartar Singh's village was wrecked by severe droughts, and in search of better opportunities, Sarabha reached San Francisco in July 1912 with the intent of pursuing his education at the University of California, Berkeley. In the USA, the hostility of the Americans towards immigrants from colonies in particular angered him. In California, Sarabha fully realized the humiliation of coming from a colonized land and began to get agitated about the British colonialism in India. In 1913, the Ghadar Party was formed in Oregon with the aim to restore the dignity of their people by overthrowing the British regime in India through an armed uprising. The headquarters of the organization was in San Francisco. Sarabha began to take an active part in it and took the initiative of putting together the Punjabi edition of the Ghadar newspaper, published to spread awareness among the Indians there.
In July 1914, when the First World War subsumed Europe, the Ghadarites saw it as an opportunity to attack the British. The Ghadar Party planned to move their base to India to organize the Indians. Kartar Singh was one of the Ghadarites who returned to India by the end of 1914. Many Ghadarites were arrested by the British authorities upon their arrival. Undaunted by the setback, Kartar Singh and others like Ras Bihari Bose carried on the task of organizing soldiers against the British by infiltrating the cantonments in Punjab. However, before the Ghadarites could stage an uprising, the British clamped down on the activists and arrested them. AIR News salutes the great freedom fighter.
We also remember martyr Raghunath Singh, who took part in the First War of Indian Independence in 1857. Singh participated in attacking the British establishments on several occasions. He was captured during a confrontation with the British and charged with mutiny against the British authorities. Singh was sentenced to transportation for life with hard labour and irons on the 16th of September 1857. He died during imprisonment on the 24th of May 1858 at the Andaman Islands. We salute the great son of the soil.
That brings us to the end of this episode of Azadi Ka Safar with AIR News. See you in the next episode tomorrow.
In a highly sensational dowry death case of Vismaya in Kerala, her husband Kiran Kumar has been sentenced to 10 years rigorous imprisonment by the Kollam Additional Sessions Court. A fine of rupees 12,50,000 was also slapped on Kiran, who was found guilty in the case by the court. The verdict in the suicide and domestic violence case that shook Kerala for close to 1 year was pronounced yesterday after a 4-month-long trial. The World Health Organization has said that monkeypox can be contained in countries outside of Africa where the virus is not usually detected. The WHO's emerging disease head, Maria van Kerkhove, said at a news conference today, this is a containable situation and there is a need to stop human-to-human transmission. She further said transmission is really happening from skin-to-skin contact. Most of the people who have been identified have more of a mild disease.
In the Asia Cup Hockey Championship, defending champion India will meet Asian Games gold medalist Japan today in the second league engagement. The match will start at 5 p.m. at the GBK Arena in Jakarta, Indonesia. In the Women's T20 Cricket Challenge, Supernovas women will clash with Velocity at the MCA Stadium in Pune at 3:30 p.m. today. In IPL cricket, Gujarat Titans will take on Rajasthan Royals in the first qualifier match today. The match will be played at Eden Gardens in Kolkata at 7:30 p.m. Gujarat Titans finished the league phase as the number 1 side and will start as favourites on paper against the Rajasthan Royals, the number 2 team. The eliminator match will be played between Lucknow Super Giants and Royal Challengers Bangalore at the same venue tomorrow. The second qualifier will be held on Friday evening at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, while the title clash will also be played at the same venue on Sunday evening.
Now let us take a look at the weather update for the day. National capital Delhi is likely to experience partly cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Mumbai is expected to have generally cloudy sky. Chennai is expected to have thunderstorm with rain. Kolkata is likely to have partly cloudy sky with possibility of moderate rain or thunderstorm. Srinagar is expected to have partly cloudy sky. Muzaffarabad is expected to have mainly clear sky, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. Leh and Gilgit are expected to have generally cloudy sky with possibility of rain or thunderstorm. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi holds bilateral talks with US President Joe Biden, says India-US partnership is a partnership of trust and strengthened by common interests and values. Prime Minister Modi also holds talks with Australian counterpart Anthony Albanese. Leaders review multifaceted bilateral cooperation and reaffirm their desire to deepen it. Quad carved out a niche for itself in a short span of time before the world praises Prime Minister Modi at Quad Leaders Summit held at Tokyo in Japan. New fellowship program launched today at Quad Summit to bring together top minds of partner countries in science, technology, engineering and mathematics. External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar meets U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Tokyo. Discuss Ukraine conflict, its knock-on effects and important regional issues. National Health Authority launches revamped Ayushman Bharat Health Account ABHA mobile application to manage health records under Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission. Rural Development and Panchayati Raj Minister Giriraj Singh stresses on need for using advanced technologies to upgrade road connectivity across the country. In Jharkhand, voting underway for the third phase of 3-tier Panchayat elections in 70 blocks of 19 districts, 56% voting recorded till 1 p.m. In Rajasthan, 4 people killed and 5 injured in a road accident in Kota district. World Economic Forum launches alliance to supercharge India's climate action. And in IPL cricket today, Gujarat Titans to take on Rajasthan Royals in first qualifier in Kolkata this evening. And with that, we end the midday news.